Hello, welcome to JIBRIN Angle on OWELEKETV. My name is JIBRIN, and this is my angle. Thank you for joining me on this monologue. There is actually on this monologue, I have a news article to read, I think, from Sahara Reporters. It has to do with the Middle East, and actually, it has to do with Nigerians in the Middle East. It's to be specific, in Lebanon. According to this report, we have Nigerians that are stuck in Lebanon. We all know what is happening in Lebanon. Israel has been bombarding parts of Lebanon for some days now. I think they started about 5 days ago or thereabout. And obviously, when you have war, in the midst of war, you have displacements here and there. So, in these displacements, actually, um, we had the people involved in these displacements. One of the people involved in these displacements are actually Nigerians. Nigerians are involved in this displacement, but that's not why I'm making this video now. I'm making this monologue for the reason, for not because of not for the Nigerians that are there, but the reason why I'm making this video is because Nigerians that are there, even in the midst of this conflict, they are not keen at going back home, back to Nigeria. Now let me read the article. Most Nigerians in Lebanon fail to show willingness to return home amid Israel-Hezbollah conflict. Finance Ministry. This is coming from Finance Ministry says most Nigerians in Lebanon fail to show willingness to return home amidst Israel and Hezbollah's conflict. And the news article, I won't go that far, but let's read. Let me read at least up to a level that will make sense to all of us. Speaking on the efforts of the government to evacuate citizens from Lebanon, Abu Obe said, presently about 500 Nigerians have registered with the mission. However, there are more than 2,000 Nigeria citizens residing in the country. The Nigerian government has noted that many of the Nigerians in Lebanon have failed to show willingness to be returned home amidst the ongoing conflict in Lebanon due to the clash between Israel and Hezbollah. This was communicated in a statement by Ambassador Eche Abu Obe, the spokesperson for the Ministry of Finance Affairs. Sorry, I beg your pardon. For the Ministry of Foreign Affairs in a statement on Saturday. Speaking on the efforts of the government to evacuate citizens from Lebanon, Abu Obe said, presently, above 500 Nigerians have registered with the mission. However, there are more than 2,000 Nigeria citizens residing in the country, even though most of them have not indicated willingness to return home. In spite of the persuasion by our embassy, we will continue to do everything to ensure the safety of our citizens. This is so. What do you? Someone should tell me, what do you expect? What are they coming home to do? That will tell you how desperate Nigerians are wherever they are. That will tell you how bad home is. Everyone should be in a hurry to go back home. Let me even use bad marriage as an analogy to explain to make my point. You have a home, husband and wife, and probably children. We've had situations, we've watched movies that actually that speaks to what I'm about to say now. Now, the reality is, when a man does not have peace in his house, in his home, he's not keen at, after close of work, at the end of the day, when he closes from work, he will not be keen or eager to get home. In fact, some men who drink alcohol, instead of going home, driving home from work, they drive to a bar or a beer parlor and probably keep drinking until midnight. And some of them who can even afford it don't even go back home. They just lodge in a hotel, probably sleep, and get back home the next morning and bath, dress, go back to the office. Probably when their wives are not in their wives are not in the house. So that is the same thing happening here. Nigerians don't want to. They are not keen. They are not eager. They are not willing to go back home from Lebanon, because when you think, what am I even going back home to do? Yes, there is war going on here. Yes, there is instability here. Yes, there is risk here of probably my life and the lives of my children or my family. But the truth is that while in the midst of all these negative answers to probably his or her questions, there is one thing that is not negative, which is hope, which is a positive thing. While you have all that things there, you have hope. They have hope to hold on to. Okay, this war will eventually get by. Okay, God will continue to protect me while this war is going on, and there is instability here and there. At least there is hope that when this war is done, there is an ample evidence that life can get back to what it was, better than what it is at this moment, and probably to what it was prior to the war. But when you think about home, you ask yourself, what am I going back to Nigeria to do? Go there and become a liability to someone else? Probably some of them have families, of course. What am I supposed to fall back to when I get to Nigeria? What am I going to do? Where do I live? For some of them who probably for a long time have not been home, or probably they didn't do anything back home, some of them probably they already see that place as their home. Because what do you expect? Your primary place of residence, where you earn your living, should be your home as well. And so that is it. So they don't have anything to fall back to. They don't have anything to. So Nigeria, everything about Nigeria is hopelessness to them. It's a complete hopelessness. So you expect them to leave hope, move away from hope into hopelessness. Obviously not. No smart man would not do that, because there's still, while you have war going on here, it's an environment of war at the moment, but there is hope even in the midst of war. Back home in Nigeria, there is no war. War is not going there, but there is no hope. It is hopeless. Government policy makes it hopeless. Our leaders made it hopeless. The entire environment, the entire system is a system that have established hopelessness. So why should they go back home? Of course, they would rather remain here and continue to be at risk, stand in the way of fire, and pray to God that this fire never gets them. That at the end of this fire or this challenge, they have something to fall back to, which is hope. The fire may have destroyed all their belongings or whatever, but there is one thing that that is still keeping them behind. And that is hope. Hope. Hope keeps you going. Hope keeps you alive. Hope makes you courageous. Hope strengthens you. Hope makes you to be resilient. But back home in Nigeria, it's hopelessness. So, my dear ministry, of foreign affairs. Don't go too far to wonder why Nigerians are not willing. You should know yourself, the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, you spokesperson there. You knew why you made that statement. You knew the answer before you even made that statement. We all know the answer because nobody runs away from his or her home. Home will always be home. If someone is running from his or her home, it obviously means that the home has established an environment of hopelessness. And that is why that person is running from home. Whether a bad marriage, a husband running away from his home, or a wife running away from her home, it obviously means that there is an establishment of hopelessness in that home. That is the obvious truth. And this is my angle.